We have an unhealthy and toxic culture in America, period. We are a divided country. We are at war with ourselves. And that's how we're going to beat the war on drugs and the war on poverty and the war with big business and politicians. I think that it's going to be won by people waking up. It's going to be won in hearts and minds and people realizing how frivolous and petty people's beliefs are in the system, and how much they go to extremes to try to follow society's rules and values that don't align with the real healthy values, the positive life beliefs or behaviors that we really need, the positive culture that we need, the positive culture that we really need. It's not really about religious beliefs or religion, because Christianity is culty in a sense. It's culty. It's like a cult. It's not positive culture. It's more of a cult. It's based around money and greed and power and keeping people subdued into with the extreme belief system. Believe this or you go to hell. Do this or you're a bad person. There are some good moral values inside of Christianity, but it's wrapped inside of a ball of um, confusion and contradiction, contradicting beliefs, and it's misleading in a way. So it's funny. For a long time, I tried to follow after Christianity. I was raised in Christian church and raised to believe this stuff, and I rebelled against it for a long time. And I had some problems in life, and I tried to go back to embrace it, but it doesn't align with modern day life, and it doesn't align with real. Machiavelli said it. It doesn't work. Period. You know, it's like a cult. It's like something people grab onto to feel better about themselves. And there's not a. You can't do that in life. You can't try to push your extreme beliefs on people, and everything's not right, wrong. It's just I did it for. I went back and I tried to follow it for a few years and didn't realize at the time that it wasn't helping. It was helping in the sense that it helped me see some good values in life that you need to practice. Principles that a few good principles that you need to have. But I already had them. I think I have a conscience that keeps calling me to a bigger or higher purpose. And to feel better about yourself, you have to do positive things in the world. And a lot of people lose touch with that because they're on drugs and they just numb to life, and they try to numb down their conscience. Deep down inside you, there's something telling you, bro, you're messing up. And you can't feel good about yourself if you're just cause, causing problems and poisoning the people and, you know, not really doing good for the world. I want to say that's that should be important to people, you know. But a lot of people, they destroy and they act like they don't care, like it's justifiable. It's justifiable because of the way they feel. That's what's funny is people can go around destroying other people, doing wrong things in the world, and creating havoc. And it's justifiable to them. They do it out of spite and out of a misplaced feeling of hate or anger, maybe, because they're angry about their situation. But a lot of people are in that same boat. You know, a lot of people are going through the same things out here. And it's funny how you would attack your fellow man because your present circumstances are not good. You'll attack somebody else and destroy them because you feel angry about life and you're and what it's given you or what you've gotten out of it. You'll take from other people because you don't have a lot. And there's some people out here, but I went to Christianity and I went to try to see it for what it was. But the more you go, the more you question it, and the more questions you have, and then the more it contradicts itself, and then you're like stuck, feeling empty. And you can see how the people are just full of shit, and it's so culty, and it's about money and power and greed, and there's a lot of corrupt people inside of it, and in all of religions. So that's why I turned to Buddhism, and I embraced that because it doesn't have all these rules, its beliefs. It's just it's not even like a religion to me. It's more like a couple principles and a couple beliefs that help you cope better with life. Teach you to life is suffering. Teach you life is suffering and you're gonna suffer no matter what. So you need to embrace it. So that's another thing that helps Buddhism. It ain't pushing anything on anybody. It's just being honest. It's a couple honest beliefs and a couple honest ideas that people can embrace to help them cope. And so I left Christianity. I was off and on trying to believe it because I was raised in it. So I was brainwashed, in a way. Like, I couldn't see how bad it was. But it was really, really bad. It's a really bad thing for people. I didn't realize it until I started listening to other people talk about it and look at it from the outside point of view. It's kind of like Mormonism or what else? Catholicism and all these religions. What else? The Hindi religion and the Indian religions and the Middle Eastern religions, Islam, and when you look at them, you can see it's just cults. It's just like big, gigantic cults of people pushing their extreme belief systems to gain power over people and influence them into doing whatever. It's ridiculous. And so I've gotten far from religion, far, far away. I moved far away from that, but it has a big significant impact on the culture. I think religion used to run our country, it used to be a big part of it, but I think a lot of people from the outside would manipulate it too to get things done. Try to use religion to keep people suppressed and subdued. And that's the story about Christianity that I heard, that it was developed to keep people subdued and like sheep, like sheeple people. So, because think about it, who else would embrace a man, a carpenter, a regular man, that innocent man that didn't have a wife and that sacrificed his life for you, and then he rose again, but never really did anything that great for people. Think about it. He didn't really save everybody, and he didn't really do anything. So you think about it, it's just like it's not realistic, because it's a man back in the ancient times, and just a Jew, like the most hated person on earth or whatever. They said he was most hated, but because he was Jewish, and but Jews, I don't know why they're hated. It ain't even that bad a person. A Jew is not that bad, but he wasn't married. Come on, you're a carpenter and you don't have a wife back then, bro. Something's wrong. So I think people on drugs developed Christianity, and then over time it evolved, and then it became, a cult. It was a cult even way back then, so it's funny. But the cult influences cultures too. I think cults influence culture. We have a gang cult, like in America too, that keeps causing problems. It's a gang culture, a gang cult that's been growing and growing and growing and causing negative influences on the youth ever since, like the 80s and NWA and all that. It was like a gang cult, like being born. And now it's just grown out, and everybody's trying to be a gangster and all that. But if you think about it and you really look at being a gangster, what good comes out of that? It never becomes good. Maybe there's the few that escape it, but most of those people end up in prison for a long time, or they end up dead. So it's not a good cult to follow, bro. If you really think about it, you really look at the culture, bro, where it's heading. With music, rap, and the gang culture infiltrating it, where is it really going? Nowhere good, bro. And you don't want to be on that boat, bro. You'll end up in the mix with a bunch of people that get messed up and go away for a long time. So people are trying to get you to embrace drugs, dealing, and killing, and all that stuff. And what good is it for you? What good is it for anybody? And how could you ever feel good about yourself if you're trying to do all that stuff? It's not worth the squeeze. It's not worth the problems. It's not worth time and effort. You don't have to. We as people, I think, make life 10 times more complicated by trying to do too much. We just keep it simple. Everything would be good, It's like the Kiss reference, or what is it? The Kiss idiom, whatever that is. It's like the Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. The saying, like it stands for something. Each letter stands for something. Keep it simple, stupid. Because we often complicate things and then convolute things, and just by doing a couple of the wrong things make life 10 times harder. And so people will try to follow people to do things, to do bad things to people. And for what? I think that's the one thing that's helped me out the most. Questioning everything. Realizing, trying to keep it in perspective. Be like, whoa. I'm not going down that road, bro. You ain't dragging me with you. A lot of people have died trying to follow after false prophets, We have a lot of them nowadays. because people look up to. We have the social media influence, and so that adds fuel to the fire of the the negative cults and the cultiness and the negative um, culture, gang culture, and the violence, and it's just perpetuated in sex. We're hypersexualized by that. So if we can influence the culture with a positive behavior and a positive, healthy, balanced life somehow, like Buddhism influences you to change your life, and maybe we can change the country and the way it's heading. But people need to wake up and see, and there's just a lot of ignorant people, I guess, in America now. In a way, America is better, but in a way, it's worse because of the division of people and the cults and the culture, the division of cultures too. There's a lot of division of cultures. There's the religious people and the gang cultures and the foreign people from all these different places and trying to do different things for their countries, and there's just so much division. Like, we're not really tight knit Americans. To be a good America again, it has to be a healthier America, which I like. That's why I like Trump, because he's cleaning up America. He's getting rid of all the criminals and the drugs and all that stuff, sweeping it out. Stuff we don't need. People want it because of money. We don't need it because, think about it, how many people really needed drugs before? Nothing positive comes out of it. Nothing positive comes out of drug dealing. If you really look at it, it's like, it's not worth it, bro. It's like poisoning your people and poisoning your country isn't gonna help us in the long run. There's a lot of countries that they don't have a drug problem. They won't even if a drug comes in, you're getting death penalty. I don't want to say we should do that because it's too extreme. I think there's always going to be that money drug problem, maybe. But my hope is that people wake up to see what drugs really are, and that it's not really something that should be embraced by a culture or society. I think people embraced it and wanted it more because of the struggle. Because people are struggling more than ever, so they reach for something to help. But it's never helped anybody, so it's funny. My hope is that we can create a positive culture, not a negative culture. It seems like some people just want to watch the world burn. They want to create that negative culture. They like that, like, for some reason, the destructive way. And I don't want to say it's like a religious thing or a spiritual thing. And neither is gang stalking, probably either. It's not a religious thing or a spiritual thing. I'm more of a practical thinker. And I believe it's more of like a cultural thing. Like an idea and a belief that what they cause destruction, or there's spiteful hate for everybody, and that ain't gonna help us get anywhere though. So it's an interesting problem we dug ourselves into as Americans, like culturally, with different kinds of cults that people embrace and try to follow to lead our country or to change our country. But the culture has to change and has to develop for us to be better. It has to become better. And I think a lot of people want that. It's just hard to do. I think because of a lot of people that are rebelling against that. Like a lot of people that are confused and ignorant are trying to fight off, immigration. They're trying to fight off ICE, and they're trying to stop the, the drug cartels are keeping trying to fight to get in here because of money. But at what cost? It's like why would you waste your life to do all that stuff? This is your life. You keep it simple. Stop chasing after money. That's what's another thing that's messed up. America's built on capitalism, and so it's like all about money. Life is all about money, but really, money is an idea. So it's like, well, if we make a country all about money, it's not gonna be good. There's gotta be ideas and a moral obligation to the people to change things. To change the culture. It's gotta become a moral obligation and a duty to your people, to your fellow man, to fix things, to keep things balanced, to keep it healthy. Seems like a lot of the negative culture is taking over America and trying to make it like a corrupt system, but because of money. But the most important question is, can you make your life all about money? Can you make a whole country all about money? Granted, we need power, but we also need healthy people and healthy minds to change the world, to keep it better, to keep it good. You can't have that with people that are on drugs and negative people. They can't keep things in order. They can't keep because they don't have a moral obligation. They don't have a conscience. They don't care about their people. Do we want to become a corrupt society in a third world country? There has to be a moral obligation and a duty to your people. There has to be a duty to your fellow man, even though they're foreigners and we're different. We should be able to come together here to keep this country good. It's just gonna go downhill though if we don't, and I'm afraid to stay here. I want to leave because of the way things are going, but I can't because of the way things are rigged. Costs tons of money to live anywhere. I can't just up and leave, but I need to close out. That's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.